Hey guys, it's Chris Prefontaine here with Smart Real Estate Coach again. I want to address something that came up by way of me looking at some lead sheets from one of our JV members. A JV member, for those of you who don't know, is someone that pays us a fee and then has access to us on a per deal basis. So you could have 3 lead slips this week that you need my help with, or none, and we do it on a per deal basis, and then we share in the profit with the deal with you. So he sent me I said, send me some lead sheets because the appointments weren't happening. And I said, I want to see why. There's got to be a kink in the system because this business that I'll teach you is not vague or ambiguous in any way, guys. It's very, very predictable. And so I went through the lead sheets, and as I read them over and over, what stood out and was just screaming at me was no follow-up. So one lead sheet might have said, not ready right now. It was a for sale by owner. Well, all for sale by owners think they're going to sell on their own. All of them. That's why they're for sale by owner. So they need time. Whereas an expired usually is already pissed off with the market and or their agent, and that's more of a now lead. So you just have to look at what their situation is and what their motivation is. Okay, so that brings up another point with your follow-up. If on your lead sheet they say, no, I'm just going to sell outright, or no, I'm all set, what are some key things for you to look at when you're doing your follow-up, or if you should follow up? Price. If they're overpriced, you can bet that they're probably going to be still sitting and they're going to need you. Reason for selling, key. Seeing what I can get or something like that, not a great follow-up. Moving out of state, job transfer, bankruptcy, can't afford it anymore, health, all those issues, call back. There's nothing fancy here that I have for a follow-up system, guys. You see folders on my desk. I do my new calls today, the lead sheets that came in from yesterday, so I'm usually calling them the next day or 2 if I'm traveling. Then there's a pending discussion folder that I hit once a week. That means I've talked to you before. I'm going through that folder and I'm seeing if I should call you this week. Some might wait 30 days. There's a third kind of set of follow-up folders that say, let's sit. A let's sit is someone that I thought the motivation wasn't that great, and they said, I'm all set. I'm not going to do that lease purchase thing. I'm going to do it on my own. Or they just cut me off for whatever reason, and I think that there's a reason to follow up in maybe 30 or 60 days, maybe even 90 days. So the point of this video was, you guys are losing, at least the ones I've seen, you're losing a lot of deals by not following up. If the lead slip says no from my VA, they're not interested, I call them. I introduce myself. I send the lease purchase explanation document over. I call it the sell doc now. It's on the members area on our site. I send that to everyone. I've gotten calls back in the last month or so from people a year and a half ago. Some, quite frankly, I had kicked out of my folder already. So this whole thing, I go on and on and on, is the money is in the follow-up, guys. If you call a FSBO today or an expired today and you get an immediate appointment, that's not the norm. That's the exception. So the key is going to be to follow up on these people, okay? Now, having said that, if you're in the coaching program, or when you are, for some of you, I'll do the calls with you. Or you'll be sending me your tape calls and I'll critique, or a little of both. We recently did a new thing with one of our coaching clients, Tammy and Jeff, where we all get on the phone together. And they said our partner, Chris, is on the phone with us. So not only could I hear him live and take notes and critique him as if they were sending me an audio, but I could also jump in the conversation if I wanted. So the coaching, for that reason, has huge, huge value. But this is about the follow-up. So the key is in the follow-up. If you have any questions beyond my general answer on follow-up, please email them to me at Chris, C-H-R-I-S, at smartrealestatecoach.com. And for that matter, guys, as you notice on the free site here for you, those of you that aren't in the coaching, send in your questions. I'm happy to answer them for you. Make it a great week.